So today we will see about the regulation of the respiration, that is how our respiration is regulated in a proper manner. So in order to know about the regulation of the respiration, we should know about the respiratory centers. So these respiratory centers are the group of the neurons which control the rate, rhythm and the force of the respiration. So ultimately they are the major thing which controls the respiratory process. So what they do is they control the rate, rhythm and the force of the respiration. And there are two types of the respiratory centers. The first one is the medullary centers. And the medullary centers is further divided into two types, that is dorsal group of neurons and ventral group of neurons. So now we'll see the picture. So here we see the brain. Here we see the brain along with the pons and the medulla. This is the brain stem over here, and this is a zoomed in version of the brain stem, which shows only the pons and the medulla and the presence of the neurons in the brain stem. So first we will look about the medullary centers, which includes the dorsal group of the neurons and the ventral group of the neurons. So in the medulla, we are going to concentrate on medulla first. So we'll see the dorsal group of the neurons, which are situated over here. These are the dorsal group of the neurons. So here we see the dorsal group of the neurons, which are present in the upper part of the medulla oblongata. Now we'll see what are their functions and how do they regulate the respiration. So first we'll see about the dorsal group of the neurons. The dorsal group of the neurons are present in the upper region of the medulla oblongata. We can see over here. These are the dorsal group of the neurons which are present in the upper part of the medulla oblongata. And the primary function of this dorsal group of neurons is they have influence over inspiratory process. So they give signals to the afferent nervous fibers which are present. For example, we see here in the other picture, here is the medulla. From here the medulla sends signal to the internal intercostal muscles and the diaphragm when they need an inspiratory process. So during the inspiratory process, the medulla senses it and sends impulses through the efferent nervous fibers to the diaphragm to contract so that the lungs can expand and the air can enter into the lungs. So this helps in the inspiratory process, and they do not help in the expiratory process. So the dorsal group of the neurons are also called as the inspiratory neurons, as they can only influence on the inspiratory process. So we'll write the location of the dorsal group of the neurons. They are present in the upper part of the medulla oblongata. Upper part of medulla oblongata. And so all the neurons present in the dorsal group are inspiratory neurons. And they don't participate in the expiration process. So what they ensure that the lungs are filled with enough of air. That is, they ensure the process of inspiration. So what they do is they send impulses to the efferent nerves, that is the phrenic nerve and the internal intercostal nerves. These are the nerves which participate in the inspiratory process. So it sends impulses to the phrenic nerve to contract, so thus the lungs can expand and the inspiratory process can take place. So the important thing is the dorsal group of the neurons are only influencing on our inspiratory process, and they are also called as the inspiratory neurons only. And we'll see the next type of the medullary center, that is the ventral group of the neurons. So next one is the ventral group of the neurons. So we'll see about the ventral group of the neurons. So here are the ventral group of the neurons in the medulla over here. So these ventral group of the neurons are present in the lower part of the medulla oblongata. You can see it over here in the lower part of the medulla oblongata at the brain stem, and they involve in both inspiratory and expiratory processes. And we have to note an important thing, that these ventral group of neurons doesn't influence on normal breathing, but they become active only during forced breathing, and in that way they can have the influence over the inspiratory and the expiratory muscles. So during the forced expiration, the ventral group of the neurons send impulses to the diaphragm and the external intercostal muscles along with the abdominal muscles. So during inspiration, we can see that the diaphragm just contracts, or if it senses the need for expiration, the medulla can send impulses to the diaphragm to relax so that it can attain its dome shaped position and help in the expiratory process. So that is how it can regulate both our inspiratory and expiratory process, whereas the dorsal group of the neurons in the medulla can only influence on the inspiratory process. So they are situated in the lower part of medulla oblongata, and they influence on both inspiratory and expiratory processes. And they send impulses to the phrenic nerve and external intercostal muscles, and internal as well. So when they detect the need for inspiration or expiration, the ventral group of the neurons can send impulses to either external intercostal or the internal intercostal based on the respiratory cycle we need to. So next up, we'll see what are present in the pontine centers. There is another type of the respiratory center, that is the pontine center. That is the presence of the neurons in the pons of the medulla, the pons of the brainstem. So we'll see the pons here. And considering the pontine centers, there are two types of the pontine centers. The first type is the apneustic center, and the second type is the pneumotoxic center. So we saw two types in the medullary center, including the dorsal group of the neurons and the ventral group of the neurons, and there are two types in the pontine centers, which is the apneustic and the pneumotoxic center. And in the pons, we see the apneustic center, which is present over here, and the pneumotoxic center, which is present over here in the upper portion of the pons. So first we'll see about the apneustic centers. The apneustic centers are present in the reticular formation of the lower pons, and the main function of the apneustic center is to increase the depth of the inspiration. Ultimately, these apneustic centers have control over the dorsal group of the neurons of the medulla. So we can see the arrow here. The apneustic centers have control over the dorsal group of the medulla, And we know that the dorsal group of the neurons participate in the regulation of the inspiratory process. So apneustic centers also have some control over the dorsal group, so they also have participation in the inspiratory process, and their main function is to increase the depth of the inspiration. So we'll write it down here. So apneustic centers so they are present in the lower pons, and their main function is to increase the depth of the inspiration. And if there is a dysfunction to this apneustic center, the patient may have apneusis, where there is an uncontrolled unrhythmicity of breathing, where there is no control over the breathing and the regulation of the respiration goes wrong. And the next type of the pontine centers are the pneumotaxic center. So the pneumotaxic centers are present over here. You can see it over here in the upper portion of the pons. They control the medullary centers as well. So the pneumotoxic center also control the medullary group of the neurons, because they have a certain control over the apneustic centers. So when the pneumotoxic center decides to inhibit the apneustic center, which already has some control over the dorsal group of the neurons over here, so the pneumotoxic center is the main head, which controls the apneustic center over here, and the apneustic center further controls the dorsal group of the neurons. So when the pneumotoxic center decides to inhibit the apneustic center further inhibits the dorsal group of the neurons. So henceforth the inspiration stops and the time for the expiration starts. So in that way the pneumotoxic center helps in the switching between the inspiratory and the expiratory process. So the main center regarding the brain is the pneumotoxic center, which has ultimately the control over all of the group of the neurons except the ventral groups. So the pneumotoxic center controls the apneustic center further controls the dorsal group of the center, and we know that the dorsal group of the centers takes place in the inspiratory process. When they are inhibited, the inspiration stops and the time for the expiration starts. So this is how the regulation of the respiration takes place in the higher centers of the brain. So the pneumotoxic center, they are present in the upper portion of the pons. And talking about the function of the pneumotoxic center, the pneumotoxic center control the apneustic center. So when they inhibit the apneustic center, they further inhibit the dorsal group of the neurons, in the medullary region. So the time for the inspiration stops. We all know that the dorsal group of the neurons participate in the inspiratory process. So inspiration stops and expiration starts. So the pneumotoxic center helps in the start of the expiration. So this is how the regulation of the respiration takes place in the higher centers of brain. So if you look at the picture, these group of the neurons send impulses through the efferent pathways to the different kinds of the muscles which help in either inspiratory or the expiratory process, be it the diaphragm, internal intercostal and the external intercostal. So they ultimately they help in the regulation of the respiratory process.